New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just beat the Bulls. That's right. The 3-game losing streak is indeed over, and we beat them 128 to 116 with contributions from all over the floor. Multiple players, 6 to be exact, getting into double digits. OG Anunoby gave you 21 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, 47% from the field, and 42% from 3. Karl-Anthony Towns gave you 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Bridges damn near had a double-double with 10 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. Brunson, the captain, gave you 31 points, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Hart came back and played with all of his heart, 14 points, 9 rebounds. We had a Clarkson sighting, had his first good game of the season as a Knick with 15 points. Shemmy chipped in with 9. The Knicks had 31 assists as a team. All right, bonded from 3, 42 threes. The bench actually showed up today, 46 to 33. Advantage Knicks. And the Knicks come out with the victory. And we all talking about it all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But there's a lot of good. And it's great to see the Knicks get this win. Finally getting that 3-game losing streak off of our back. All right? Let's get to it, man. Before we get to it, I'm going to introduce you to the peoples, our guys. First and foremost is the Latin Assassin, ESPN contributor, posting contributor, my man, Lee Escobedo. What's good, Lee?
My man Jay Ellis, my man Ryan G. Good to be back after a 2-game absence for myself. Had to handle a little business, do some family stuff. But I am back, and it's great to return for a win. I don't think I could write a better Knicks win than what happened today on the offensive side of the ball. Everyone contributed. Guys who have been struggling this season bounced back. Got a really nice Josh Hart game and a really nice Jordan Clarkson game. I'm happy, man. I'm ready to talk ball.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, you already know it is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Glad to see the Knicks bounce back after that bad loss to the Bulls on Friday. I'm ready to talk about. Let's go.
Let's get it. And also I just want to shout out to my people here at Rock West Early. Shout out to Sherwin. Shout out to Prezi the Boss. Shout out to Rasul Thomas. Shout out to Lee Bonner. Shout out to JT Reddick, my guy, trainer in my head. Shout out to Picks Timmy, who I'm sure is going to be here talking a lot about Josh Hart. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Now, from the beginning of the game, I saw there was a stark difference from last game and the first game. I felt like the intensity has picked up. Jalen Brunson was absolutely pissed, and he played like it. He was super aggressive, took a lot of shots in that first quarter, but they were effective shots. They were quick shots, and as long as he didn't continue going that route, I was like, and he ended up passing the ball. I was like, all right, cool. I love this aggressiveness from this team. This is what we need. The captain is pissed. He wants to put this win on their back, and we ended up getting a 10-point lead in the first quarter. And the defense was absolutely kicking up, and that contributed to that 10-point lead. And I think the way we lost last game had a lot to do with it. And here's the thing. We said this before. Even though we did lose, there was some progress made. Offensively, it seems like this Knicks has turned a corner a little bit, where they've gone from overthinking from overthinking to upon playing with instincts. So now when they have the shot, they actually take the shot. The competitiveness is kind of mixing with the system, and they're not hesitating and they're being aggressive. And I think we're starting to see the fruits of their labor for it. And I think this is what Mike Brown envisioned when he was talking about the read and react offense, the drive and kick, the paint touches, the sprays. He's envisioning 68-point halves. And consistency from top to bottom. This is the most complete game the Knicks have played this season, and hopefully this continues. But I think at least on the offense, I think it will. I think this is the start of a rhythm and an identity for the Knicks. and how they're going to continue to play from here on out. Those are my thoughts, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on the game as well. So, Leah Sabia, let me know what you thought of the game.
Man, loved how we looked on offense. I've been trying to I think a lot of people have been trying to calm down Knicks Twitter with the absurd takes. I rewatched last night's pod with the great Ron from Still Knicks Fan. I thought UMB really killed it specifically on that episode, especially your opening thoughts on the parallel between the Knicks mindset and what they're trying to execute on the court, not yet having meshed, and it being a psychological issue rather than a skill or fundamental or system issue. Agreed 100%. That's a conversation I've been having with my pops and fellow Knit fans on Twitter DMs and group chats about what I think's going on with the team as well, because we've talked about it. This entire roster is very high IQ. You got guys who have played in multiple systems and been successful within multiple systems. I'm thinking about Bridges. I'm thinking about Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm thinking about OG Anunoby. I'm thinking about Josh Hart. Like, these are guys who you can be plug and play no matter what kind of offense you're running. It's just going to take some time for the 3-point shots to be going down, but it helps when the icing on the cake type offense, the Josh Hart threes, start dropping, and the Jordan Clarkson in isolation, mid-range push shots, pull-up threes from above the break. When those are hitting, it's very hard to stop the Knicks, whether we hit 70% from three or not. That's hard, combined, staggered offensive attacks from multiple positions and multiple players. How do you keep up unless you yourself are also hitting 70% from the 3-point line, which the Bulls were not tonight? I thought we were recovering on shooters and closing out better, with the exception of Karl-Anthony Towns and Yabusele. But besides that, the guards and the wings, I thought, did a really good job in containing, where it was really up to Matas, but Bazelis to be the only one who was an on-ball, off-the-dribble 3-point threat. We kind of neutralized everybody else. Luckily, for some reason, Jalen Terry didn't play. Not sure why Billy Donovan didn't have him back out there. He's someone who has consistently killed us in the past. And we also had the luck of not having to play Ayu Dunsamu, who was disruptive on defensive end and also chipped in offensively as well on and off ball. I thought overall, defensively, we had some really good schemes too. Overall, defending the three, solid. Defending the paint, elite, especially in the short Mitchell Robinson minutes. Karl-Anthony Towns, funny in the group chat, overall, he did a good job defending.
Man, we were roasting them.
Overall, he did a decent job on switches, but the pick and roll, and I'm sure we'll get into this, so I'm not going to get too far into it. The pick and roll defense was absolutely atrocious. The one thing I thought we do need to get better on, I think this will come in time, and I'll land up playing here, is guarding the off-ball action. What's happening on the weak side? What's happening off-ball? The screens that are being set, the openings and wedges of creating space. Those are the things that we're a second or two late on rotating on, or we're getting a little miscommunication on switches too. Because we're switching more this season under Mike Brown than we did under Tom Thibodeau. That's going to take time to know where you're supposed to be and who you're covering off of that ball screen.
Yeah, well said. We started switching a lot of the pick and pops and to kind of neutralize a lot of stuff they was doing, so that's for sure. I really like Brunson's defense today. Today's like probably the best defensive game I've seen Brunson play. I mean, he got smoked like a little bit in when who was it? Was it Trey was guarding him off the dribble? He was trying to guard Trey off the dribble, but like I love the way he's playing pick and roll defense. Like absolutely loved it. Fighting over screens, getting into players, getting offensive fouls, trying to fight through screens. Yeah, he was really good. Overall, I felt like our defense was good. I despise those damn cat minutes. I despise when the bench came in and we had a 10-point lead and it dissipated in like a matter of 5 minutes. I was like, here we fucking go again. And it's like, and I was pissed at Mike too, because I'm like, Cat made about 6 or 7 consecutive dumb defensive plays, from pick and rolls to not closing out on freaking Jalen Smith, he was looking like black Kristaps Porzingis out there the way he was launching threes, and it was like, dude, are you getting barbecue chicken by like the second stringer right now? Like, what are we doing right now?
It was.
But I'm glad we finally pulled together and he actually ended up playing a complete defensive game, Karl-Anthony Towns, and we just got together in general. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan G. I know I'm taking up a lot of airspace. What you thinking?
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Speaking on Karl-Anthony Towns, like we were saying in the chat, like when Karl-Anthony Towns is on the pick and roll and he's just guarding, just his man, he's not bad. But as a pick and roll defense, he needs to improve on because he's just terrible at pick and roll defense. Okay, now get into the game. I think first and foremost, it starts on the defense side of the ball. They were much better on defense compared to last game. They definitely closed out on the three more. There was definitely more energy on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's where the Knicks laid their foundation in this game. Defense first. They did get a bit tired towards the end of the game. I just think that was just from the pace of the game, and the guys are getting tired late in the game, which caused the Bulls to crawl back into the game a little bit. But Mike Brown called that timeout, and a lot of guys to regain their breath to close out the game. Offensively, also like the shot selection tonight. Last game I felt like the Knicks overloaded on threes, probably like the last couple of games or so. It felt like every other possession was a 3-point shot. But tonight, I felt like there was a good mix.
Yes.
It wasn't just the Knicks chucking up threes. They got into the mid-range a bit. They were shooting mid-range shots. They were getting to the basket, finishing out the rim. So I think tonight was a nice collection of shots. And I would like to see the Knicks play like this on offense going forward. Do not chuck too many threes. Mix it up a bit. Take some mid-range. If you can get to the basket, drive to the basket, get the easy bucket. Every shot doesn't have to be a 3-point shot. So I was happy with seeing that tonight. But overall, the team did well. I'm glad to see Clarkson bounce back. I'm glad to see Josh Hart bounce back. The bench overall did pretty good. And it was just pretty much a good win by the Knicks. They were on a 3-game losing streak. They knew that they had to have an answer. They knew they had to come back. Can't make this losing streak go to 4 games, especially on your home court. They defended home and got the win.
Yeah. The good teams don't lose 3 in a row. Don't lose 4 in a row. We stick it at 3 and then we win. If we lost the 4th in a row, it'll look crazy. It'll look crazy. I mean, it's still early, but the good teams, the really good teams, don't lose 4 in a row. Oh, go ahead, Lee. I feel like you want to say
it's also extremely impossible for a team, extremely difficult for a team to beat the same opponent twice in a back-to-back. That's very, very hard to do just because it's so easy for the opposing team to start understanding tendencies, picking up on tendencies, and then responding rather than reacting because you kind of know what they're running. And one of the things that they ran, and they really destroyed Karl-Anthony Towns in this, is what's called a Spain pick and roll, where it not only is it a pick and roll, but there's an additional bat string on the roller that gives him even more space and then double dives right into the rim 2 at a time. It makes it very difficult where the center, who at that point you're in drop coverage when you're defending the pick and roll, you have to make very quick decisions on trying to guard 2 on a string. And Karl-Anthony Towns got cooked in that play multiple times. And the Chicago Bulls were spamming the hell out of it. It's interesting enough, it's something we started running more this season too. You've seen the Knicks actually employ that. We didn't run it a whole lot under Tom Thibodeau last year, but we're actually seeing it more with OG being that secondary strainer for Karl-Anthony Towns in the Spain pick and roll. And then we're getting killed on it on the defensive side, where it's like Towns, it's kind of hard to understand why Towns, if he did it offensively, how do you not get it defensively? There's just the major disconnect between Towns on those 2 sides of the ball with his spatial awareness and being able again to respond and not react. But he really got cooked on those bat strings, and he was like not really sure where to be. You saw Josh Hart multiple times being really frustrated at Towns not knowing where he was supposed to rotate to. That's a very serious problem. I bring this up because how hurt is Mitchell Robinson? If Mitchell Robinson's gone for extended minutes, and we got BBL, Yabusele in the back line as the other 5, I'm worried about the defense moving forward, not short term, long term. I think we might need either Jamison to be a real part of this rotation. If Cole's sitting, maybe there's a chance there. So Cole out of rotation, Yabusele's minutes going down and down. We need some help on that back line to not allow simple ball screens. Chicago is one of the highest ball screen users. Everyone's, it's broken up between what kind of offense are they running? Is it a handoff? Is it a ball screen? Is it ISO? Chicago is really high in the ball screens. We saw that through 2 games, especially in the Spain pick and roll. So we have to figure out how that back line is going to be defended. Because, man, those Towns minutes at the 5, y'all, offensively were amazing. But defensively, we gave up as many points as we got.
Yeah, I feel like the answer might be on the bench. It's just whether we would employ that or not, knowing the situation we're in. Like when you start to bring in free agents and say we're giving you money, and now to earn your money, they usually get the first crack. So it's like even though we might need the defense of Trey, who's the third string point guard, if the third string center, or maybe even Ariel. Like I don't know, but even though I do feel like Trey's a little stronger in that end, like we might not go through just because we gave Yabusele some money. And if I'm Yabusele, it's scary hours right now for me. You've had back-to-back games where you're playing 3 minutes the other game and a minute the last game, and a lot of it is your own fault for coming into the season out of shape. When for one, coming into the season out of shape, but two, is like you're signing a 1-year contract and you come into the season 20 pounds overweight than you were last season after you're trying to prove yourself with a new team. After you fought back to get back in the league from Europe, like it doesn't seem like he's making smart basketball career decisions that way. Now, shout out to Ron. I was listening to his show the other day, and someone mentioned that this is his MO. He comes into the league. He came into the 76ers camp out of shape and played himself back into shape. But that's not how you stay in the league, especially when you're trying to fight for a spot. So, I don't know if you have something to say on it.
Yeah, it has to be concerning. Last game 3 minutes, this game 1 minute. They're coming to camp out of shape. He hasn't looked impressive in any of the games he played with the Knicks so far. Defensively, has moments, but still pretty poor on that side of the ball most of the time. I think the hope coming into camp was that he would be somebody that could provide that physicality on defense and at the same time be able to knock in a three as well. And he hasn't done either so far this season. So, seeing Mike Brown kind of, stray away from him a little bit, it seems like at the moment he's establishing a 9-man rotation with Clarkson, McBride, Josh Hart, and who am I forgetting right now coming off the bench? But yeah, like it seems like it's going to be a 9-man rotation unless someone else can come up and get that 10th spot. But I think it's going to be tough because it seems like, like you said, a money thing, they did sign Yabusele. They did sign Yabusele to be that guy coming off the bench and part of the rotation. But at the same time, it's like if he's not living up to his potential and, you need help on the defensive side of the ball, especially if Mitch is struggling to get healthy and, Cat struggles on, pick and roll defense and things of that nature, then you're going to have to, bring in somebody that can, handle that load on the defensive side of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what Mike Brown does down the line. But at the moment, it seems like it's going to be a 9-man rotation.
I think this is a really serious issue. I don't know how we can win a championship with the pick and roll defense being this compromised and Mitchell Robinson seemingly being injured again after being protocols in place for him not to be injured. He gets injured, and who knows how long he's going to be out or how much longer of a protocol purposeful sitting is going to happen. How are you going to defend the pick and roll? It's the most common used play call, simple play call, as just an initial action to get into the flow. If you can't defend it at all, we're going to get cooked. And a team that maybe doesn't have much top-end talent in us in the first round could potentially upset us by spamming that shit and forcing Karl-Anthony Towns in early foul trouble or just getting worn down defensively. I don't know what the answer is besides throwing the wrench in the system and saying, Diawara, you're now in the rotation, and moving Yabusele to the bench, or really giving Trey Jamison serious minutes over Hotporty or anyone else in that backside. To me, this needs to be solved. It's not like we need a major Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. I think this needs to be solved internally, but I think it needs to solve fairly quickly because I don't see it getting better as the season goes on.
I think it's switching, man. I think that's the real simple answer right now. I think the real simple answer is just switching. It's like you guard the guard, and then we manage it. We manage it from there. You manage it where people looking around trying to find a way to switch back onto the center afterwards, and we just deal with it that way. Like that's really what it is at this point. But look, what's also, you know what? While we're talking about the bench, though, the bench did have its best game of the season, led by a few characters. First, we got Jordan Clarkson, who was in the doghouse when it comes to a lot of Knicks Nation, including myself. We knew a good game would come out of nowhere at some point, and this was a good game to have. Back in MSG, with the crowd behind you, the Knicks out here undefeated so far, and he helped defend home court and played extremely well. Was really a galvanizer when he came into the game after we gave up a 10-point lead because Karl-Anthony Towns' defense was bad. I felt like Clarkson saved the day offensively with his aggressiveness, with his shot making, with his 3-point making, and even with some of his reads where he seemed like he was just aggressive. You think he's going to shoot the ball, and he dimes the ball to the corner for an open three. So I thought Clarkson played pretty well, specifically in that second quarter. I think he was pissed that he didn't play as many minutes as he wanted to the last game, but this game he played 17 minutes and 44 seconds and shot 54% from the field and 50% from three. So congratulations, Jordan Clarkson, on having his best game as a Knicks so far. We need a lot of that to continue. If we're going to compete for a championship, we need to have the bench wake up, and this is the first sign of the bench waking up.
Yeah, besides your two best players, you need one or two other guys that can be on ball when one of them sits to create offense and make things unpredictable for the defense. Clarkson's that guy. I was talking to my dad on the phone while the game was going on, and I was like, it's different than when J.R. Smith was here. We need J.R. to be efficient for us to win a game because he was ostensibly our second option because Mary Stoudemire was constantly injured. So J.R. really became that number two guy. If he had a bad game, we lost, or Melo had to drop 50. Now, Jordan Clarkson's icing on the cake. If Jordan Clarkson has a game like tonight where I think he had like 15 points, right, and 2 assists, that's not only are you winning, it's like you're winning and you're super happy afterwards because, oh, man, the bench was actually successful. We didn't have the worst bench in the NBA tonight. Well, he's not as needed. If he's in there and he's really mucking things up, going off script, you can bench him. And you have enough depth there at the guard and wing rotation. Might be a little undersized to supplant that. Tonight, man, I like when he goes off stripped. He's not someone that really bothers me. He has his hater, the opposite of like super fans. There's like the Karens that really hate Jordan Clarkson on Twitter. I love it, dude. Like, how do you steam for that? He just like bloop, 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 pop, and then just pull up and just drain it. I'm like, that's NBA 2K basketball, and I love it. The Knicks finally have a guy like that because in my mind, when I think about how we've gotten eliminated in the past, it's always a guy like that, a Dave Benson that does that, or someone on Indiana like a Naismith or a Nimhard that does that to us. You got to have one or two dudes, either in the starter or in the bench, that then come in and get their own shot off script. And I'm glad Jordan Clarkson's wearing orange and blue.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I like about Jordan Clarkson's game too, because the thing is, when he plays well, it gives Brunson time on the bench to rest. For example, the second quarter, he was playing well. Brunson didn't come back in until 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So you basically gave the captain 7 minutes on the bench to try to, recuperate himself and get the energy that he needed to close out the quarter. It's the same thing in the fourth quarter as well. Clarkson was out there balling. Brunson was allowed to stay on the bench till about the 6-minute mark to come back into the game to close out the game. So here's the thing with Clarkson. Like, yeah, he might be a little wild sometimes. Sometimes he just becomes a shot chucker, and sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't go in. But the thing is, when he plays well, it benefits the team in so many different ways. Not just the fact that, okay, his 15 is icing on the cake or whatever the case may be, but at the same time, it gives Brunson rest. And how many times in the past have we looked at this Knicks team and it's like we cannot play without Brunson being on the court, because anytime Brunson's off the court, the Knicks just collapse the game. So if Clarkson can continue to play like that and give us consistent minutes where he's just getting buckets, it's the better for the Knicks because you give Brunson rest time, and Brunson's able to actually Brunson doesn't have to play the full 48. You know, he can actually stay on the bench for a good game and rest himself.
Yeah, man, the boop boop boop. Like he had the boop 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 going today, and I was mad at. And speaking as a guy who was never like a Clarkson fan, and I said this a few times on this program, I see the need for him on this team. Because we don't have that guy who can just get you a bucket when you need to. You kind of, I guess you do kind of need somebody who doesn't care about anyone on the team. It's like, it's like my feelings aren't hurt. If I make or miss this, I can make it. And it worked out this time. As long as you have a coach who knows when to pull in the reins and when to let them loose. And today we let them loose, and it worked out for us. And what also worked out for us is Josh Hart. He had his best game as a Knicks since returning. It's crazy because I'm starting to learn more and more about his injury. And it seemed like he didn't just have like a bad finger. He has like damaged nerves in his hand. That is like something entirely different. But nonetheless, he hit a 3 today with the bad nerved hand. Had a bunch of rebounds, was a spark plug with the effort plays, the things that we came to love Josh Hart for, and was just a spark on the bench. And he was impacting the game a lot today, so much that the coach let him close. Now we know we start to learn the coach's patterns now. He'll start with Mitchell Robinson, fourth quarter, probably because it's free throw shooting. He'll put him on the bench, and he'll close with either Deuce McBride and maybe Josh Hart. So we might see that coming this season when he flip-flops between the two of those guys, depending on how the game is going. Today, it was Josh Hart's turn, and he delivered today with the rebounding, the playmaking, the effort, the extra plays.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away from how great Josh Hart was. It just felt good as a Knicks fan to see him give 65, 70% of what he always has to us, specifically those 9 rebounds, steal, and 3 dimes. But I think the reason he was so effective is because Yabusele only played 2 or 3 minutes, and Mitchell Robinson only played 13. So those staggered lineups that have like Josh and Mitch or Josh or BBL, those minutes have been really bad for us, both offensively and defensively, because as I said in preseason, what I saw last year in the playoffs, Hart's lost a step defensively, and I don't think that step's ever coming back. We've seen him to be a good team defender, right? And we've asked a lot for him even before Karl-Anthony Towns came. On the defensive side, he was often guarding the second best player on another team. That's not his role anymore. Off the bench, though, it can be mitigated because he's playing against bench players. But it's a spacing issues where if he's not hitting that 3, those Brits and those long rebounds, they lead to transition points for the opposing team. And it's you really have to stagger and be careful with who you play him alongside. But if BBL is out the lineup and Mitchell Robinson, God forbid, isn't out for a long time, there's an opportunity for Josh Hart to really imprint his effectiveness and efficientness in those really mini triple-double stat lines like he almost did tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And first and foremost, I'm kind of mad that Yabusele's nickname now is BBL.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From one BBL to another, let me have my roads.
BBL,
I mean, if you can't receive the message to lose weight any other way than that, I don't know how you're gonna get it. Because like if you got people call you BBL, I mean that should tell you right then and there, like, damn, I need to lose some damn
calling you BBL.
Shape, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle. Man.
Exactly. Oh damn!
That's a left cheek calling the right cheek. Kourtney Kardashian telling Kim Kardashian.
Oh man! But yeah, tonight Josh Hart looked like Josh Hart. This is the Josh Hart that we're used to seeing on the Knicks, and it was just good to see him ball out. But I do have a question though, because I wonder, because Josh Hart is playing through this nerve injury, so I'm wondering if he was to actually sit out and actually get this nerve thing fixed, how long would he be sitting out for? Like, is it worth the sacrifice to play? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is it something that's going to keep him out for like a long period of time to where he's missing a whole bunch of time, or is it one of those things where it's like, you know, he can just play through it and doesn't need like the surgery or whatever it is that's needed for him to get that fixed? Because I would think that if you have a nerve injury in your hand, that should affect your shooting and things of that nature. And Josh Hart's already a bad shooter as it is. So it's like, I don't know. I just wonder about that. But overall, Josh Hart did have a good game tonight. 14 points, the rebounds, the assist. He strives in transition, which is why I thought that, he would be good for Mike Brown's system to begin with, because if he wants the Knicks to play fast, I mean, Josh Hart is that guy that, he can be a one-man fast break at times. Yeah. So I was just glad to see him have a good game tonight. I agree with Lee. I don't think that he's going to be that guy that can hold people in front of him like he used to on the defensive side of the ball, but I think he still shows that he has that energy to make an impact, like all the hustle plays, loose balls and things of that nature. He can still impact that side of the game. And yeah, as long as he's a good help defender, I mean, that's all you really need from Josh Hart.
I'm not ready to say he can't stay in front of anybody anymore. I'm gonna give it some more time. Like, it could just be a rhythm thing, because he is coming from a bad back and all this other stuff. But I do agree with the spacing, and Yabusele not playing well is kind of keeping the door ajar for Josh Hart, because a lot of reasons why I was like, where is Josh Hart even getting minutes, is because we did sign Yabusele here, and we have 47 guards on the bench. It's like, damn, like, how are we going to get all these minutes for all these guards? But getting this way, man. We need rebounding off the bench. Yabusele isn't giving us any. Yabusele's not even giving us the threes. Yeah, Josh Hart's not giving us threes either, but he's giving you other things. So it's like, okay, I guess we go with Josh Hart now, because we're not getting the other things that we thought we would get. So we will see what's going to happen, and we'll see what happens in practice too, because Yabusele is on notice. He got to bust his ass in practice if he wants to get any kind of minutes back and get some trust back from Mike Brown. So that is definitely a storyline I'm keeping an eye on. Another person I'm keeping an eye on is kind of my personal player of the game, might be OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby plus 22 on the night, best plus minus to the game. Also feel like when it comes to the decision making he's made, I feel like he himself found his rhythm early from posting early, but also I just love the way he shot the three or just attacked. And it's like, yo, I'm bigger than you small little munchkinland people. I'm dunking on your head whenever I get the chance to. I am putting pressure on the rim by pump faking and getting and driving. I really just loved his game overall. And Giddey had like a triple-double today. We changed the scheme up a little bit. We started off with OG and Anunoby. And even though Giddey had like a really good game, because he really did, I still feel like it was a little bit effective because Giddey wasn't able to get to just camp out in that paint area and shoot right over people like he used to. But Giddey's a good player, man. So even though he wasn't able to do that, he still affected the ways and other things. And it's like, at this point, it's like, you just got to take away something at this point. So I felt like, especially towards the beginning of the game, I felt like OG did a good job on Giddey despite his triple-double. But OG Anunoby, to me, player of the game, 22 plus 22 on the night, 21 points. And good from three and the field today with a block and 2 steals.
Yeah, definitely. OG, he's had a pretty good season so far, especially offensively. I did like his game today. There was no hesitation in his game offensively. If the three was there, he took the three. If he saw the defender was running towards him, he pump fake, drove to the basket to try to create. So I think as long as OG continues to do that on offense, he'll be more than fine, because defensively he's a beast. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, after the previous game on the post game, that Giddey was killing the Knicks all game. But then in those closing minutes when Mike Brown finally decided to put OG on Giddey, he was actually kind of able to slow Giddey down a bit. So we mentioned on the show that more than likely we're going to see Brown put OG on Giddey early, and that's exactly what he did. And I think although Giddey did have a triple-double, it did slow him down a bit. He wasn't able to kill us like he did in Chicago. So OG is OG. Continue to do what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't my player of the game, but I thought he was the best defensive player of the game, even though OG Anunoby, even though Josh Giddey still took them. I thought OG Anunoby as a team defender kept them from really crisp rotations, cleaned up a lot of messes on the defensive end, and kept their offense contained because they're a team that they started getting hot from the 3-point line and they zip passes. Everyone can kind of handle the ball to a certain extent and pass. He really controlled that, which was a great bounce back identity-wise defensively from the previous game on Friday night. And overall, this is where I like him. This is a type of like model game that I want from OG Anunoby, where he's not super on ball, but within inside the nail, that's where he can kind of decide, all right, this power dribble got me here. I need one more little bump or a drive or off one foot to hit the shot. I'm going to take it and not look for the pass. I'm cool with the decision-making there, being a little more selfish inside the nail. Outside, between the free throw line, the 3-point line, or above the 3-point line, be what you need to be, which is catch and shoot. And tonight, that's what he was. He was a solid catch and shoot 3-point option. Is that, getting tossed grenades and actually hitting those threes and making something of a possession? Man, those are awesome bailout opportunities. And then get yours once you catch the ball, around the block and you get a good seal on a smaller defender. But P. Diddy he's a lot to handle, man. I'm not trying to be real hyperbolic here, but his game this year, he reminds me a lot of someone else who likes young white girls. Tyrese Halliburton, man. There's a lot of Tyrese Halliburton in Giddey's game. I don't know if this Bulls team, they need a true first option. They don't have a Siakam. I'm trying to talk through the roast. They don't have a Siakam on their team or even a Miles Turner, but this guy is a floor raiser in Giddey. There's players on this team that were castaways. Okoro having a bounce back season. Vucevic, his career being extended. Jalen Smith, Patrick Williams, guys who thought were busts are now starting to hit a little bit of their potential on their floor. I like the step he's taking as a taskmaster, as a table setter this season, and his game reminds me a lot of Tyrese Halliburton, even though I'm roasting him. And I even have my P. Diddy shirt that I thought about wearing on this episode, but he plays so damn good. That power dribble he has in the mid-range, he was doing whatever he wanted on OG Anunoby. Like, I was impressed. Anyways, shout out Diddy, man. He had a good game, and he's having a great season. He might be most improved.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yo, the Halliburton roast was crazy, though.
Oh, my God. Yo, he's always been good. Like, even when he was OKC, he always killed us. Like, we talked about Nick Nemesis, Nick Killers. He was always a Knicks killer. He just didn't fit with the cast of players at OKC because SGA was there.
Yeah,
like, he was a catch.
Heavily on ball.
Right,
he's on ball.
He has to be on ball. Off ball,
Yeah.
he's not effective off ball.
Correct.
And because he wasn't effective off ball, he didn't fit with OKC. It wasn't a lack of talent. Sometimes it's just system, or sometimes it's the players don't mesh together. And when he's on ball, it's different. He's not a different player. He's the same player. He's the same player he was on OKC. Actually, his 3-point shot is actually better here in Chicago than it was in OKC.
Like 45%? The hell?
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But all good points. Looking like a smart trade for the Chicago Bulls. Right player.
And the Thunder.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. One of those win-win trades.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I had in my brain where I was gonna go after you talked to that, and that whole BBL Diddy thing like messed up my whole train of thought of where I was going after this conversation.
The fans are like, Lee, you don't crack jokes no more. It's how you try to nose, man. Where's the old Lee? I had to bring some of the old Lee back.
Oh my God. I was like, you want to talk about Lee? It's like, what? Oh, okay.
Throwing shots at Yabusele, throwing shots at Halliburton, throwing shots at Giddey.
Ryan, you know you love that Halliburton roast. Come on now, Ryan.
No, I know. Honestly, for Halliburton, if it ain't white, it ain't right. So I get it. I definitely get it.
Snowing, he ain't going.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I forgot. Okay, I was coming back to me. Oh man. Oh, all right, Lee. All right. Who do you feel like is a player of the game? That's
Mikal Bridges. We don't need a secondary playmaker. It's Mikal Bridges, man. Like put the ball in his hands and be the motivator. Shout out our sister B, man. Her and I were real high on Bridges being the bounce back, most improved player. Man, he's got battery in his back under Mike Brown. He seems to really enjoy playing under Mike Brown. I'm not trying to pontificate on what I think him and Tibbs were, but it's obvious the results under Brown. Brown's trusting him, not just to have the ball and to be aggressive offensively, to make plays. And as a playmaker, I like his vision, like his reads. Again, he's someone who's played in multiple systems, been in the finals, playing the Chris Paul, Devin Booker, two elite playmakers. Devin Booker's sneaky playmaker, man. He's got the bag of tricks. So when Brunson sits, you can kind of start having a very diverse skill set around him. Because if he's at the point, sometimes he can guard the opposing point of attack. Sometimes he's on the wing, being a disruptor, off ball. I like that level of versatility. He's really, I feel like, those 5 picks we gave, we're getting that 5 picks worth of play on both sides of the ball. He's given us everything he has as a 3-level scorer, as a point of attack defender, as an off-ball disruptor, as a 3-point marksman. He's getting to the hoop, getting to the foul line. The mid-range is probably our second most dominating shot besides a Brunson drive. Like, man, I'm loving it. Loving the Mikal Bridges season. Definitely deserves an All-Stars very early, but he's on track for that. And I trust him to be the playmaker off the bench or with the bench, so we don't have to make a trade or bring Colett back into the rotation.
Yep. You know what it is about Mikal? Okay, so I remember earlier in the season I was talking about, how are you going to survive without a point guard? Oh man, we have Colett here. Is he going to do anything? He's out of rotation now, right? He's out of rotation. We had another point guard who we thought was going to be the guy. He retires. The backup point guard has essentially been Mikal Bridges. Like, even, Brunson's on the bench. Mikal is bringing the ball up. Cat is running the offense through Cat, but the decisions are more going through Mikal now. And even though Deuce is on the floor too, Deuce is still kind of in his catch and shoot role for the most part. So Mikal Bridges has essentially been the backup point guard. Mm-hmm. And even in the first, even during the game, he's bringing the ball up. And here's the thing. When he's first brought here, I had like a question about like decision making and who we're running the offense through last year. And it sounded like a crazy question to a lot of people, but it was like I trusted that even though he might not be the first option, the things that he learned in Brooklyn could be brought here. And in Brooklyn, he was more the decision maker. He was making pick and roll reads. He was getting to the mid range. He was the guy. So like, in the playoffs last year, we actually needed him to be more of that because it was loading up on Brunson so much. And now we get to have the reps of him doing that. So in the playoffs, if they do load up on Brunson, it's not like a shock to his system now he's getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's been doing this all year. So now, end the clock, you can go Clarkson if he's hot. You can go Mikal Bridges, and you can go Brunson. The ball handling thing, it kind of starts to I feel like we started to solve the problem. Now, he had 4 turnovers today, but he also had 9 assists. But I still feel like this is a way to go moving forward for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, Bridges has been the Knicks' second best player this season, outside of Brunson. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, he's been the one player this season where he's been effective on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And him now adding this part to his game where he's actually contributing to getting other people open shots and things of that nature is just going to make his game go even more and be even more effective for the Knicks. So I'm glad to see that, the ball's in his hands more and he's able to affect some of the decision making as like a secondary playmaker and things of that nature. So yeah, Bridges is by far the Knicks' second best player this season.
Shout out Mike Brown for figuring that out in 5 games.
And I love the damn leadership. I love when Bridges came down the floor and on a fast break, it seemed like a hopeless play. He pokes the ball away, and it's like, oh man, we have a chance to recover this ball. Looks back, and there's no other Knick following him. He's the only one. And he gets into it, yells, "Run back! Run back!" Coach called timeout. And we see that play out later during the game. It was almost like deja vu. You know what I'm saying? Mikal Bridges makes a play to flex the ball a little bit, but this time OG runs back, and we complete the defensive stop on a fast break. So we've been struggling from transition since last season. Transition defense has probably been our Achilles heel, and this team runs, so you have to run back. And I felt like that leadership with Mike Brown also getting into him as well helped the Knicks make that stop later on in the game when we needed it. So I really like what I see from Mikal Bridges for sure. He's playing like the guy that we gave 5 picks for. Shout out to Mikal Bridges.
Did you see who he was yelling at too?
OG.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, listen, man, everyone deserves criticism. I like that he got into his ass. I mean, as you said, who was it that got back the other time later on the game? OG. Mm-hmm. that communication helps, man. You can't pit favorites. You can't mince words, no matter who it is. The highest paid guy or the lowest paid guy. Everyone has the defensive accountability, even the best defender on the team.
Absolutely. You want to say something, right?
Oh, no, I was just saying that the fact that he was shouting at OG, who's basically what Lee said, the best defensive player of the team, like, that says something.
Accountability, damn it. Something we needed on this team, accountability. Speaking of accountability, Karl-Anthony Towns, right? We started off the program talking about how bad he was defensively, but he's also picked it up. But what I also want to say is the shooting looks like it's back. He's been finishing at the rim. The passing, man, as bad as his defensive reads have been sometimes, there's something new that he's doing this season that I haven't seen him do last season, and that is passing off of drives. I feel like last season, I have not seen Karl-Anthony Towns pass off a drive not one damn time. This season, I feel like 2 games ago, he made 2 kickouts off a drive, or spray outs, as Mike Brown likes to call it. And today, he did it again. Like, he was driving, got stopped, and passed it when he got to the paint. Those are the type of offensive reads that we need from Karl-Anthony Towns. I think is going to make this team even better. Because no one expects him to pass the ball. And teams collapse on him so much when he gets to the hole that he needs to slow down and find those reads. And I feel like he did a good job of passing the ball today and just letting the game more come to him after he got a little bit settled down.
That's a great point. If you, I was watching the Chicago announcing duo today, and they, I believe it was, what's that player's name? Is it Old Bull? The name will come to me later on. He's their color commentator, and he was do what? No. Stacey Augman, and he was talking about how Mike Brown is running the same offense in New York that he ran in Sacramento. I don't know if that's true. 5 games is hard to tell. In terms of what's being ran the most. But the thing about Domantas Sabonis doesn't have to be standstill to make a great read. He didn't do it in transition. He didn't do it instinctually. As soon as he catches it, he'll throw it behind his head. Towns is different. Again, Towns is very much like Chris Webber. Towns has to be stationary. He has to have full vision for the entire court, and then he'll know not necessarily where the guy is, but where that cut's trying to be.
Right.
Then he'll hit him. Off ball, a cutter, back door, or the Iverson cut. He'll be able to complete that pass, and it'll lead to a layup. So we got to use him in the right way. I think sometimes the passes, like where he's catching it, and in transition, when he's running down court as that trailer, don't give him the ball unless he's going to shoot it from 3. Don't make any decisions after that. But when they stop you and the defense is set, and he's there in a high elbow, use him as a hub. Whether it's dribble, handoff, catch, pass it back to him, he'll find that cutter, whether it's OG or Mikal Bridges. And I think all this is going to come with time. By the time the playoffs start, I get really excited. I'm like, man, if we're using everyone in their best positions and Mikal Bridges is the guy who's on ball, now Towns is that off-ball hub where he catches it and he's making plays and knowing where guys are going to be, that really expands our defense beyond Brunson's probably going to end up being the ISO in the last 4 seconds of the clock. Now we're very hard to read. You have to counter. You really have to understand that we can change based on personnel. That's super exciting to me. We're not there yet, but we have an opportunity to get there by the time the playoffs start.
I agree. I agree. And that's a great point, Lee. He's not really the guy who can pass on the move like that. Although that's what he's doing right now. It's improving. It's improving as we're seeing it this year. But he's a great passer, and especially those go-ahead passes, those touchdown passes on the fast break. He's like an expert quarterback level at that stuff. That OG pass he made full length of the court was pretty much a freaking beauty. So yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with every point made.
Stacey King, not Stacey Augman. Thank you, Lee Bonner. Yes, Stacey King.
Shout out to Lee Bonner. What do you guys think of this the Jalen Brunson conversation that's been having lately around Knicks Twitter, Knicks Nation? I don't know if you know if you guys are aware of what's happening, but I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about the amount of shots he's taking. I think there was a graphic that popped up that said Jalen Brunson's field goal attempts are like number 2 on the team or in the league. I think
he's number 1 on the team.
Number 1 on the team. I mean, I think number 2 in the league. I think he's number 2 in the league, and they're like, well, we have this new system, so he can take less shots, and he's still taking shots. So I don't know if you guys have actually any thoughts. I didn't even know I was going to have this conversation tonight, but this I kind of sprung it on myself too. So I wanted to know what you guys thoughts, or I can start off with the thoughts I have right now.
Sure, go ahead.
Just I just sprung it on you guys. It's funny because I felt like I heard this more the last game, the complaints. But even though I felt like he was passing a lot, and I point to the fourth quarter specifically when he gave up an open shot to give it to Karl-Anthony Towns, and Karl-Anthony Towns missed 2 open threes that could have helped us go over the hump of the game. And then it's like, all right, cool. Now I'm taking the shots. But he didn't even take the shots in the last game. He actually the other teams were. But I felt like people were going after him last game because of that stat. And I feel like he actually did a really good job passing the last game, despite however you felt like how many shots he took. I feel like he set up his teammates for a lot of open shots. In general, although okay, cool, in my ideal world, I would like this to spread the wealth a little bit more. I still feel like it's going to be a work in progress, and I also just feel like the ways in which he's getting his shots is still different to me. You know what I mean? Like he's still getting shots a lot more off ball. Even when he's shooting the ball, it's like it's quicker. You know what I mean? It's not 8, 9, 10 seconds of Jalen Brunson dribbling the air on the ball. It's like quick decisions, 2, 3 dribbles, 3-second decisions, or he's attacking people off the shift defense because Mikal Bridges is bringing up the ball more. And also today, noticing is like even if Jalen Brunson doesn't start off on ball, he'll pass the ball to Mikal, the ball will move around, and the ball will find its way right back to him, and he'll make the shot. So it's like even though people are upset about the amount of field goals he's taking, I still feel like it's still more in the flow of the offense than it was last season. So to me, there is still a process there that's working for the Knicks and Jalen Brunson. And I think you can see it in the amount of catch and shoot threes he's taking. I feel like is up versus his pull-up threes. And I think he's been pretty damn efficient this season. So I see the concern, but not really all the way. I'm curious to see how the team functions. Like if we're starting to get multiple 20-point performances from multiple starters, more and more, then I think we'll start to hear that complaint less. And I think that was another thing that was jarring to me the last time was like when I started to hear that the last game, I'm like, well, all the starters had 20 points. Like it was OG, Cal, Cat, they all had over 20 points. So in my mind, that means you're sharing the ball. It was the bench that wasn't really performing. So it was like, how do you kill them for that game? But sometimes people just kill people off reputation, not by watching the actual game. So I don't know. It is what it is. Like if he's shooting more shots after the process of getting off the ball and the ball just finds him and he's open, then take the damn shot. But I like to see other people spread the wealth, yes. But if that's the way he's shooting more shots because they're passing the ball right back to him and he's open and it's a clean look, take the damn shot.
My thoughts about this is after watching all the Knicks games so far this season, there's probably maybe only one game where I was like, I thought he was taking excessive shots. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think that was the Milwaukee game.
Yep.
When they went into the isolation ball and he was taking a bit too many shots in that game. I think overall, although, because I just checked the stats, right now he's third in shots per game, right behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Tyrese Maxey. I feel like the quality of shots he's taking are majority good shots. I don't really see Brunson forcing up a whole lot in these first 6 games that the Knicks played this season. And he's shooting 48% from the field, which is pretty damn efficient for a guard. So I agree with you, Jay. It's more so the process of him getting those shots as opposed to him taking so many shots per game. Because say, for example, out of those 22 shots, say, for example, 11 of those shots per game is just ball movement and it's finding Jalen Brunson open for 3. Would you expect him not to take that shot? Of course he's going to take that shot. He's wide open. He's open for 3. If it's not him dribbling the air out the ball and forcing up shots, I don't see what the issue is. The majority of shots I've seen him take this season have been good shots. It's not like he's taking a bunch of bad shots and just chucking the ball up. So although the stats may show that he's one of the top, 3 players in shot attempts per game, to me what matters more is the quality of shots. And I feel like the quality of shots he's taken this season, for the most part, have been good.
The shot diet matters too. If there's an uptick, and I don't have the data in front of me, but there's an uptick in catch and shoot, like, what's the issue? If they're not, isolation plays being ran for him, and that's where these touches account for and these minutes on ball account for, then I don't see a problem because, as you say, they're coming within the flow of the offense. I have the meme that I pulled up that I shared in the group chat that might have sparked this combo. This is going by data up to October 31st, so up to yesterday. This is different than what Ryan looked to. Ryan looked at field goal attempts. This is leaders in touches per game. He's number 2 behind Tyrese Maxey. Maxey is an absurd 109.8 touches a game. Brunson second at 97. And then time of possession in minutes for the entire game, Brunson's number 3 at 7.5. So 7.5 minutes are of an NBA game on offense is Brunson handling the ball, shooting the ball, whatever, catching it, passing it. That doesn't bother me at all because to me, this is indicative of the first 5 games of the season where he's figuring some things out. It also has to count for Deuce McBride. Had a 3-game absence, I believe. Those are more touches for Brunson. Also, Jordan Clarkson was in a huge slump. That's more touches for Brunson. Karl-Anthony Towns was ineffective as a hub. That's more touches for Brunson. So I think as these guys get back to the rotation, Hart is on ball a little bit more in transition. Deuce is healthy and part of the rotation, the guard rotation. Clarkson's effective in doing his beat, bop, boop on ISO attempts. That's going to be less minutes for Brunson on ball, less touches for Brunson on ball. I would be more concerned if I was the Lakers, where I have 2 of my guys in the top 10, or the Philadelphia 76ers, who have 2 guys also in the top 10. That means that all the offense is coming from one area, and there's no absences of players or no guys injured. This is the way your offense is needing to run in order to win or sometimes lose. We are just kind of being mediocre right now at 500, and we've had some of our guards out, which account for a higher uptick in Brunson usage. To me, it's done come back to the norm by 10, 15 game sample size. The longer we play, I think the less Brunson will be on ball. So if we return to these stats in, I would guess, a month, maybe a month and a quarter, he'll probably either be at the bottom end of the top 10 or out of a top 10. I would guess he probably ends up 7th or 8th.
Interestingly enough, I'm looking at Clean the Glass stats right this second. Shoot, can I even share this right now? Let's see. Can I share this?
You're looking at catch and shoot?
Yeah, I'm looking at assisted. So hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm just did not. This is on the cuff. I did not plan this. Okay. It's on the cuff. Present. Let's see. If I go to Clean the Glass right now. All right, so going to Clean the Glass right now, right? Here's the thing. One of the The downsides of trading away Julius Randle, I felt like a few seasons ago. If you're still talking about that stuff, are the assisted points. I feel like Jalen Brunson had a lot more assisted threes or assisted shots because Julius Randle, the type of passer Julius Randle is, he's a passer from the post. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of shots wide open. Jalen Brunson did, just because Julius Randle will post up, wait for the double, kick it to Jalen Brunson. Now, if you're looking at assisted 3-point percentage, when Julius Randle was here, 57%. 50% of his threes was assisted three. All right, and then 59% for those 2 seasons. When he left, dipped down to 46% of assisted threes. He's not able to generate open 3-point looks like he was before. And we suffered for it. Yo, B, you can come in if you want to, B. Just letting you know. Now, this season has jumped up from 46% to assisted threes back to 54%. So that's almost a 10. It's like 8% jump from last season. And overall, assisted all percentages jumped up to his highest highest of the season, highest in his career. So the system is granting him more open shots already, regardless of how he's getting them or if he's touching the ball as much as last time. He is indeed getting a lot more catch and shoot shots in general. Shout out to Cleaning Glass, man. I love this damn site.
You brought the stats and the facts.
Stats and the facts. Yes, sir.
So I feel like at the end of the day, none of us are concerned.
Nah. I am not concerned.
You know, it's kind of funny because now bringing up that argument has me going down a rabbit hole right now, and I'm looking at different stats because people bringing up the fact that Brunson's taking more field goal attempts and this and that and blah blah blah, and I'm looking to see if there's any stats that might explain as to why he might be taking more shots. And at least what I'm seeing so far is that, of course, although the Knicks are not quicker in pace compared to last season, I mean, yeah, they've upticked a bit. It's pretty similar, the number, but they definitely uptick a bit. And you would think that if the Knicks are playing at a faster pace, shouldn't that mean there's more shots being attempted per game compared to last season because the Knicks are playing at a faster pace, which may explain why Brunson has more opportunities to take more shots because the Knicks are not slowing down the ball as often as they did last season. Like last season, they played a strict half-court game under Thibs. There were very rare transition opportunities for the team last season. This season, they are playing a speedier game. And so far, it's only a small sample size. It's only 5, 6, 7 games for the majority of teams. But so far this season, it seems like teams overall are playing a faster pace this season so far compared to last season. If you're playing a faster pace, that's going to lead to more field attempts per game because now there's more possessions in the game, which means your team has more opportunities to put up more shots. So although, we talk about the whole process around Brunson, and his shot attempts, that's probably another explanation as to why Brunson has more shot attempts than he did last season is because teams are playing at a quicker pace. And it's not even just the Knicks, it's across the league. Because I think right now, the leader is the Miami Heat. I think their pace is like 105. And last season, the highest paced team was at 103. So overall, teams are playing at a higher pace. You could check both lists from 2020, 2024, 25 to 2025, 2026, and you'll see that. So that might also be that might also be a reason as to why there's more shot attempts for Brunson this season compared to last season. It's just a game getting faster, and it's getting faster across the league.
Great points. His usage is also up this season. That's interesting. despite being off ball more, his usage is up. I'm not even sure how to.
Again, I think that is because Clarkson's minutes have been inconsistent because of his play, and Deuce Bride has been injured. And with Malcolm Brogdon having retired, I think he's leaned more. Cole is so inconsistent. He's leaned more on Brunson right now. I think that will change, modify as the time goes on, and Cat becomes more of a hub. And Brunson doesn't have to do as much.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, why are we just looking at stats? Because now I'm just poking around stats. Just in case you wanted to know what the best 5-man lineup is so far. If you got to guess, what do you think it would be for the Knicks?
For all such games?
Just possessions by possession. Not
but including not just this game, all games, right?
All games. All games. What's the best?
What's the question?
What's the best 5-man lineup for the Knicks?
Brunson, OG, Mikal for sure. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Mitch has barely played, I got to put Cat in there too. Mm-hmm. So who's that fifth guy? You know what? I'm gonna say Hart.
McBride.
I said possessions. I mean, listen, I'm showing you.
I'm gonna say Josh Hart.
Mitch. Jalen Brunson.
Mitch and Cat.
Mitch, Cat, Anunoby, Mikal, Brunson. 105.4.
Awesome. What's 2? I can't see that.
Yeah, it's very small.
Zoom in. Okay, now I can see.
Yeah, it's right there. 2. Actually, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Now that I hit it, maybe it's not. It's actually number 2. Number 1 is Brunson, Clarkson, Hart, Anunoby.
Wow, that's very surprising.
That's 4 possessions, though. This is only 4 possessions.
Oh, 4 possessions. Damn. Maybe Mike Brown need to go to that more.
In a 6-game sample size, it's it's something.
So maybe not enough to. I mean, we can argue that we might need more possessions for the Mitch lineup too. Because this is
if he ain't hurt, man, I'm worried about Mitch, man.
I mean, he played. He came back.
Still.
So. And the way he got hurt was like a hit check too when he was jumping. So it wasn't something where it was like some phantom injury.
Yeah, he landed on the back of Giddey's foot, which made his ankle twist to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
JL, can I see the worst?
The worst? Okay, let's scroll.
Oh man.
All right, we in the negative 200s. All right. Damn. Now, granted, this is one possession. This is like one possession. So it's like, I don't even know if you can even count this. But like, they play one possession. Brunson, Shamet, Josh Hart, Anunoby, and Mohamed Diawara at center. All right. But this is like one possession. So like, I don't even. Let's at least get to 8 possessions.
Hot Porty.
Yeah, Brunson, Clarkson, Josh Hart, Bridges, and Huck Porty.
Bad spacing.
Negative 75.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting
stat stuff if you're a nerd.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to show that Mitch needs to get healthy, because when he's healthy and on the court, it impacts the game in a positive way.
Talk about it, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Salute to the chat. All right, shoot to the chat. Shout out to everybody rocking the KOT show. We just kind of went on a detour about stats and stuff out of nowhere, but shout out to B in the building.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Knicks Nation TV. Nick Yak. Alex, man, what's going on, Alex? I didn't see you in a minute. Shout out to my guy.
Alexander, my man.
Shout out to you.
That's my guy.
Knicks Nation, Lee Bonner. Shout out to Glamour. Everybody rocking with the KT show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. We're here at the Every Game Talking Knicks basketball. Also to my people in Twitter, we're supporting. Because we got to have a combined 155 people on Twitter and YouTube. If you want to, I love the support we have on Twitter, but bigger support. The support even means even more if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube and interact with us there. But we definitely appreciate support, and we love how you guys are sharing our stuff and telling people. So keep that up, and we just appreciate all the support. Also, the super chats have been helping as well. So thank you for people who have been donating with the super chats. It helps keep the lights on, helps pay for stuff, and helps keep us going. So thank you everyone for the support. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about?
I'm good to go.
Good to go. Good to go. All right, yo. Now's another part of the show. I'm guessing Ron has it. So you got some, Ron?
Yeah, I got some broad picks. I definitely got some broad picks.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's time for other part of the show. It is called the broad picks. Okay. Broad picks are usually something stupid, dumb, idiotic that we want to point out and say, this is stupid, dumb, or idiotic. It's usually basketball related, Knicks related, or whatever. NBA related. So let's talk about it all right? So my guy, Ryan G, let me know what your broad picks are today.
My first broad pick goes to Jalen Suggs on the Orlando Magic. I don't know if y'all were watching the Magic versus the Wizards, but my guy thought he was Steph Curry, shot the three from the corner, did the no look, turned his back just for that shot to rim in and out.
Bruh. Damn, the Swaggy P era. No one's learned from Swaggy P's mistakes. We just continuing the legacy of stupidity from Swaggy P on. It's like, oh my God. Okay. I mean, that's certainly a choice. Certainly a choice. You're so Jalen Suggs, not even like a shooter. All right. That's a choice.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, unless you have exceptional shooting ability, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be watching your shot to see whether it goes in or not. Don't be too cocky, my guy. Don't be too cocky.
Bruh.
Next broad pick goes to the Golden State Warriors, and this is why, because that dude Draymond Green was running off his mouth about the Knicks just for the other night to give the Pacers their first win of the damn season.
Life comes at you fast.
Oh man.
Damn.
My next broad pick goes to I forgot this dude's name, but it's Williams on the Grizzlies, because in that game against the Lakers, my guy Luka booped him up, and my dude slid to the floor, got his ankles broken, lost his shoe, and then to make matters worse, Jared Jackson Jr. was about to enter the game. My guy couldn't stop laughing. Bruh. He had to cover up his laugh on the sideline at his old damn teammate, getting shook out of his damn shoes by Luka.
Damn. Hit him with a slide to the left.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. That's what's up. Oh yeah, another one. Okay, yes. Another one in the back.
And this broad pick is gonna hurt me a lot. But this broad pick goes to Russell Westbrook, because there's a clip of him against the Milwaukee Bucks where Giannis Antetokounmpo took a jumper. Russ clearly shouted, "Hell no!" Giannis missed the jumper. Giannis missed the jumper, but eventually he got the rebound and dunked the ball. Then on the the exact next possession, like literally the next possession, Russell Westbrook takes a three from the corner and he airballs it.
Classic Russ.
Life comes at you fast, man. Life comes at you fast. Ooh, that basketball karma is quick and swift. I'm gonna tell you.
Facts.
Oh God.
And those are my broad picks.
Yo, Russell, you can't be embarrassing me during Scorpio season, my guy. All right, for my fellow November brother. All right.
Facts.
Oh, hold it together. Hold it together. All right, yo. Good show, guys. Good show. Shout out to Wolverine came in late. Oh man, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like the show, like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're here every game, talking this basketball, giving you X and O's and everything in between. And we will be here tomorrow to talk Knicks, Washington Wizards. All right, so be here or be square for that good old Knicks Nation breakdown. Oh shoot! Also, too, you know what? We haven't had a Discord this year yet. But seeing as we like switch platforms, I actually feel like, you know what? Maybe we can like open up the StreamYard link at some point and have
Hell
people
yeah.
come up.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna pitch for Timmy up.
Yeah, do you want me to put the link up there to see if somebody want to come up and then we can close after that?
Let's save it for tomorrow night's game.
Save it for tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, let's advertise it on Twitter too.
I bet. So tomorrow night we'll have some people come up if you want to come up and chop it up with us. We'll have like after we break down a game, if y'all want to add something, call us stupid, dumb, or whatever. Because you can call us stupid or dumb. I mean, respectfully call us stupid or dumb. You know what I'm saying? Cause
better back it up.
Yeah, because I will kick you out if you get crazy.
You better back it up. No coming, no BS. I'll fight you on Twitter for hours.
Oh, yeah, yo. Let me tell you, man, Lee's argue stamina is greatest I've ever seen, all right?
I do not quit.
He does
I got
not.
no wife, no kids, all the time in the world.
Man.
Yo, dead ass. Earlier today, I think it was Robert Paris. He left a comment, right? He left a comment about us praising Mike Brown and this and that so early this season, right? So I read his comment. I said one thing, and I was done with it. And then like I go back on Twitter like maybe an hour or two later, and I'm seeing like 20 notifications. I'm like, yo, why is there 20 notifications? And when I look, it's like Lee going back and forth with this guy. I'm like, God damn.
Yo, you know what? I was respectful, man. I didn't name call. Was it nasty? I just roasted, man. You know.
Man, listen, but I tell you the debate battles me and Lee had. I was like, Lee, I got a job, bro. I had to mute Lee after minutes. I got a job, bro. Like I can't.
Halfway through that thread, I was laughing my ass off because I said, "Oh man, Ryan and Jay Ellis are tagged on this." Then I'll be like, "There goes Lee again."
There you go, Lee. There you go. There you go.
Oh man.
Oh my
love y'all.
So yeah. We'll stick the pit bull on. All right. All right, that's the go. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Oh God. All right, Lee, let them know they can find you, man.
Thanks so much for the love I've been getting on my Victor Wembanyama Spurs piece for the Guardian. That one's doing very well. Traffic, I feel like it struck a nerve. Some people loved it. Some people hate it. I'm telling you, we got to win this chip this year, and that's because this dynasty it's already locked and loaded. Their roster's insane. And I also read they control the Atlanta Hawks pick this year, and the Hawks are absolute basura. Like Trae Young's out for weeks with a knee tear. Like, oh my God, it's unbelievable, man. Just how good the Spurs team is and is going to be. But also, I want to give a huge shout out to a fan on Twitter, a Knicks fan, fellow Knicks fan, Jesus Mata. Him and his wife are dealing with a cancer diagnosis for her. And the chemotherapy I read today did not kill the cancer, and her only option is clinical trials. Her name is E. That's in the whole KOT family. We've been having a fun time on here, cracking jokes, but please, if you pray, please lift up his wife. Her name is E and Jesus Mata. They're two great people on Twitter who I have lived vicariously. I'm here in Dallas. They go to a lot of games. I just kind of close my eyes and imagine I'm there chopping up with them in MSGs, and I got to see a game myself. And to hear that she had cancer diagnosis for two such diehard Knicks fans whose love and relationship have been profiled by the Knicks themselves for being such diehard Knicks fans and falling in love with and vis-a-vis the team. I wish her nothing but the best in healing and recovery. Please lift her up and give him some love on Twitter. I believe it's Jesus Mata on Twitter. That's not his @ but you can Google it and you'll see him. He's one of the more popular people on the platform. But I just wanted to say that because, it's horrible to hear that. My mom's a cancer survivor, and I care very much about what that disease inflicts on us as people and family and friends.
Absolutely. All right. Ryan, you can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN.
All right. You can find us too at the KLT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. And thank you for that breakdown. Appreciate that. Knicks Nation, we gotta look out for each other. Sure. Also, man, I'm also wanting to. I know for all those people too, because I know the world is all tipsy turvy right now. I forgot. I wanted to share some information. Maybe I'll do it next show. Because I know like this thing happening with SNAP benefits and people might be looking for food and stuff like that. And there's a lot of organizations popping up there that's giving out free food and trying to help people who aren't getting. I'll look up that information for to give that out for the show tomorrow. But thank you guys for the support. All right, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, it's the mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.